first in high definition from the station on your side. This is WAVY News 10.
We start with the hot button topic. That is tolls. Portsmouth city leaders will pass a resolution tonight telling state leaders to fight against tolls at the downtown and midtown tunnels. This follows a 10 on your side investigation when Andy Fox questioned whether the proposed tolls are even constitutional. Andy joins us now from the downtown tunnel, where tolls could be put up sometime between September and December. Andy, lots of folks talking about this.
Everyone's talking about it, and Nicole, Norfolk Delegate Kenny Alexander is filing a lawsuit to stop tolls from going up here at the downtown tunnel and also at the midtown tunnel. He is doing what Portsmouth would not do, and that is to try to stop the tolls through a lawsuit. I obtained this email, and in this email it is from a city council member to the city attorney, and the city councilman says, let's file a lawsuit, and the city attorney says, no, don't rock the boat, even if it means we have to pay the tolls. No tolls at the downtown and midtown tunnels is the 11th hour rallying cry for the city of Portsmouth.
I think everything that everybody is doing at this point, Andy, could be said to be too little, too late.
Portsmouth Councilman Bill Moody asked City Attorney Tim Oaksman to draft this resolution. It will be approved tonight, and it tells state leaders.
And the only leverage that you have, in our opinion, is to vote no on the governor's budget.
That leaves Governor Bob McDonnell's budget deadlocked without the votes to pass, and he is not happy about that.
People have to come up here and be of good faith, fight for their district, but realize we got to serve 8 million people in Virginia, and that means getting a budget done on time without raising taxes. That's what I want to get done, and right now I got the Senate Democrats saying they're going to kill a budget for partisan reasons. That's unacceptable.
Moody also thinks our report Monday that raises the questions of constitutionality of unelected builders and operators of the tunnel project putting tolls on the people has struck a nerve.
I think that report will move the ball down the field, and I think it will give people some hope, if you may, that there are people in Richmond that are willing to carry that argument, hopefully all the way to the state Supreme Court.
But in this February 2nd email to City Attorney Tim Oaksman, Moody asked whether the city should file an injunction to prevent the tolling of the tunnels. But Oaksman didn't even want Moody to discuss the possibility of a lawsuit.
Most of the time, Mr. Oaksman's advice is right on the mark. In this particular case, I think a suit is probably the only way to stop it.
Oaksman said no. Filing a lawsuit can cause the governor to impose very, very painful payback on us. Lucky for Portsmouth, Norfolk Delegate Ken Alexander is doing what Portsmouth wouldn't do. He's filing a lawsuit against the tolling project.
Yeah, the bill that we offer.
And we're back out here live. Now, the tolls would be a gantry. It looks something like that. It'll be an easy pass. There won't be actual toll booths out here. You'll drive underneath it, and you'll have an easy pass if you order one, and it will deduct the money from an account that you have to pay the toll. Now, go online to WAVY.com and see the resolution that the city of Portsmouth will be voting on tonight, and also this really interesting email between Bill Moody and Tim Oaksman talking about whether they should file a lawsuit. It's really fascinating, a discussion between a city councilman and a city attorney. One saying, let's go for it. The other saying, no, let's not rock the boat. Now, coming up tonight on WAVY News 10 at 6, a lot of the problems with these tolls, many argue, can go back to the lack of leadership between the state leaders from Portsmouth and Richmond, Senator Louise Lucas and Delegate Johnny Joanno. We take them on, and you'll see that story coming up tonight on WAVY News 10 at 6. I'm Andy Fox, 10 on your side.
Councilman Bill Moody told 10 on your side he thinks we are in this toll situation because the region's elected leaders do not have a unified agenda on tolls or anything else. As soon as we posted our tunnel toll story on WAVY's Facebook page, the comments started pouring in. Coming up at 5:30, 10 on your side will answer your questions about tolls.
Virginia's Senate has passed a bill requiring women get an ultrasound before receiving an abortion. An amendment last week eliminated the mandatory, more invasive procedure. It was close, 21-19, a vote along party lines. The amended bill is now before the House of Delegates for another vote, and Governor Bob McDonnell says if passed, he will sign the bill.
A General Assembly committee voted down a bill that would have banned Medicaid funding for poor women with deformed fetuses who want abortions. The legislation would have eliminated state funding for low-income women who have learned that their fetuses have incapacitating and perhaps deadly deformities.
It's been a long day for Norfolk firefighters in Ocean View. 10 on Your Side viewer sent us this video of smoke pouring from the Travelers Inn. A portion of this motel will be demolished. No one was hurt in the fire, but the Red Cross is helping the 45 people who lived here find somewhere else to stay. 10 on Your Side's Ava Hurdle's there now, where a nearby street's closed. And Ava, these people lost a lot.
Indeed they did, Tom. We've talked with many of them. They're now homeless, and many of them possibly without belongings. Orange flames and billowing smoke keep Elizabeth Pina watching the fire at Travelers Inn. She's called it home for several months.
We seen smoke coming from out of the vent, and then we smelled it. You know where the heater's at? The heater inside the room, it was coming from inside the heater.
Then she said a relative alerted her.
She ran out, started banging on the door, telling us to get out of the room, get out of the room, there's a fire, get out of the room. So the only thing we could grab was like a coat or something, and that's it.
By then, the motel's general manager, Sean Forehand, said he was on the phone to the fire department.
I smelled smoke and called 911. So we think it's electrical, but we honestly don't know yet.
Was anybody inside?
Nobody was hurt that we know of. We made sure everybody was evacuated before the fire department got here.
What, sprinklers, alarms went off?
We had an alarm go off, yeah, but our first indication was smoke.
And that's what firefighters saw, along with flames coming from the roof when they first arrived. Crews were initially inside, even checking a utility area behind the rooms, but pulled out for safety.
We pulled all our firefighters out. We are going to what we call aerial operations, where we're flowing water from our ladder trucks, as you can see, and to try and knock the fire down at this point, and then we will assess whether we can go back in the building.
Little comfort for those displaced from the motel.
And now all my stuff is just gone. That's the only thing I'm worried about, really, is my stuff. And where am I going to sleep tonight? I have no money. My money's burnt up and wet all up. That's all I had. And now I'm stuck on the street because of this.
Now the Red Cross has arrived to help some of these fire victims with food, clothing, and shelter. Tonight at 6, we'll talk to another fire victim about her escape from this burning motel. We're live in Norfolk, Ava Hurdle, 10 on Your Side.
And a city spokesperson told us the 33-room Travelers Inn was built in 1972. It was last inspected in October and had no problems.
10 on Your Side learned about potentially dangerous vapors at a local military facility. A naval spokesperson says officials found trichloroethylene, or TCE, in 3 buildings at Naval Weapons Station Yorktown. This discovery came through an ongoing environmental restoration, and the Navy says people who work in the buildings are relocating to another site, and that it is working with the Department of Environmental Quality to clean it up. TCE is a solvent for cleaning metal. The CDC says that drinking or breathing high levels may cause problems with the nervous system, liver, lung damage, even death. But exposure does not mean adverse health effects. The Navy says it is addressing health concerns.
2 new developments in the Ohio school shooting. A 3rd student died today, and the teen suspect was in court. Investigators say a visiting student, 17-year-old T.J. Lane, opened fire in the cafeteria at Chardon High School yesterday. That's outside Cleveland. It happened at the beginning of the school day. Demetrius Hewlin, Daniel Parmenter, and Russell King Jr. died.
It's just hard to fathom that he would do such a thing, and what I was trying to deal with yesterday was that morning I was sitting on a bus with a boy who had the intent to kill people.
Detectives have not shared any evidence of a motive in the shooting. Students and staff will return to Chardon High School tomorrow. Guidance counselors will be on hand throughout the day. In the aftermath of this deadly school shooting, we wanted to know how schools in Hampton Roads prepare for a worst-case scenario. We'll tell you what we found out coming up tonight at 5:30. A mystery in a quiet neighborhood. 2 people killed, no one in custody. But tonight at 5:30, we're learning new details about a person of interest in the case.
It's officially flu season in Virginia, and later than normal. So does that mean your vaccination will not protect you? You'll hear what 10 on Your Side found out.
A cloud of smoke over the Outer Banks. Why crews say this fire wasn't an accident.
And a look at sunshine throughout the deceptive sunshine. It was obviously a very, very cool day. Temperatures stayed mostly in the low 50s near the water. Inland areas did warm on up a little bit more into the 57, 59 degree range towards Suffolk. But we're all going to warm up for tomorrow. We'll have that plus kind of a special treat with our forecast in a few minutes.
You're watching WAVY News 10 at 5 with Tom Shad, Nicole Libus, and Super Doppler 10 Chief Meteorologist Don Slater.
Hampton police say a 2-year-old girl accidentally shot herself.
It happened last night, and the details are just coming into the WAVY newsroom. Investigators say the toddler shot herself in the arm on Triple Crown Court. That's off of Magruder Boulevard. And that's where we find 10 on your side's Jason Marks tonight with the latest. Jason?
Yeah, Nicole, I just got a chance to talk with the little girl's father. He was very upset over what happened. He says his daughter, named Dream, 2-year-old Dream, is resting tonight at CHKD, shot in the left arm, the upper left arm, and she shot herself late last night around 10 o'clock. Now, we're talking about this apartment right here on Triple Crown Court here in Hampton, right off of Magruder. Now, according to the little girl's father, he said he bought the gun and it was registered. He said he bought the gun because they've had some break-ins in the past. And what he did last night is he was sleeping on a couch in the living room, decided to take the gun out, put it beside him. Now, he put the little girl to bed. He said he was in the middle of a deep sleep when all of a sudden he heard that gun go off. He thought someone actually was breaking into his house. He woke up to find out the little girl had shot herself. He says he's not a bad parent. It just was one of these accidents. He wishes in hindsight that he would have maybe had some sort of security lock on it, though it was sitting next to him. Said usually he keeps it in a lock box up high, but last night was a strange night where he was decided to sleep on the couch. He came in late, put the gun next to him, and that's when the little girl must have gotten out of bed, according to him, picked up the gun and shot herself. Now, as we mentioned, she was rushed to CHKD last night. We're told that it was the left upper arm. She is doing well. She should be released in a couple days. But obviously this father very upset that this happened. He wants people out there to know that he's not a bad parent, that he takes care of his kids. He's got 3 children, and that he's very upset over this whole incident. Now, so far, police have not charged anyone in this case. Right now, of course, we're going to be out here. We're going to continue to gather the latest details, and we'll have the latest for you coming up on WAVY News 10 at 6. But for now, that's the latest here in Hampton. Jason Marks, 10 on your side.
Thanks, Jason. In this time of skyrocketing gas prices, we're all looking for ways to save at the pump. From running your air conditioner to the air in your tires, we're on your side separating fact from fiction.
A late start to the flu season. Does that mean your flu shot won't work? Or you could get the flu in the summer? Well, 10 on your side asked the health department what the later start means for you. Where there's smoke, well, you know the rest. You're looking at the Nags Head Woods Preserve, where the Forestry Service burned 150 acres of marsh. The Nature Conservancy says this will prevent those out-of-control wildfires and make the land a better habitat for wildlife. Flu season, it's officially here, and the Virginia Department of Health reported the illness is widespread as of today.
It's getting a very late start this year, and 10 on your side, Stephanie Harris tells us that could be bad news for some people. Steph?
Yeah, guys, it is all in the timing here. Flu shots usually last 4 or 5 months. So let's say you got your shot back here in the beginning of October, say. Well, then we go November, December, January. By the way, this is where flu season typically peaks. Now we're in February, and then by the end of this week, well, that's 5 months. Your time's up. So what now?
Preschoolers are usually among the first to get sick.
We've been pretty lucky that we seem to be pretty healthy.
But keeping these kids flu-free through the spring could be a challenge.
This is probably the latest start we've had in close to 30 years.
Virginia's flu season typically peaks in January or February and runs through March. So does that mean this flu season will run through May or June?
Unfortunately, none of us have very good crystal balls to predict influenza.
What Dr. Nancy Welch can say with certainty is those waning flu shots you got in the fall or winter will still give you some protection. That is, you may get less sick.
Actually getting a flu vaccine now for people who have not received a flu vaccine would probably be a very wise idea.
She does not recommend getting a second shot, however. Instead, she advises this protection plan. Cover your coughs and sneezes. Keep things clean.
I'm putting bleach on the table.
And wash your hands frequently.
Get some soap, baby. There you go. Wash them together.
Especially before you eat. It's proven to keep germs away, and so easy, even a preschooler can do it.
Well, now the reason this flu season took so long to get here is likely the weather. It has been very warm, and the flu thrives in cold and low humidity. Also, it allows people to be outside more, so we're not all cooped up together sharing our germs. Now, if it stays warm, we may not see a big flu peak. Let's hope. Stephanie Harris, Ted on your side.
While reported flu cases are down, health experts say cases of the norovirus or stomach flu, those are up this year.
Now, in high definition, your Super Doppler 10 forecast with Chief Meteorologist Don Slater.
It's going to rain tomorrow, but it's really going to warm up. But we'll lead off with that. But we really want to lead off with something special that I found on the interwebs yesterday. And we'll give you a little bit different view of things. This is from the International Space Station on February 6, 2012. Why am I showing you this? Well, this is south. This is north. This is the Hampton Roads area, right on into here. There's Richmond, right on up into here, right on up I-95 toward the Washington area. We'll zoom on in a little bit and just give you an idea of what was going on with this picture. And again, you can see the Chesapeake Bay, Eastern Shore, just kind of a really, really fun picture. Here are the South Side cities. Here's Elizabeth City. Here's Franklin. Here's Suffolk. And, of course, a little bit of a gap here where there is, of course, the Great Dismal Swamp. Peninsula cities on up to Williamsburg. There's Petersburg and Richmond. And you can see I-95 right through here. And, of course, one of the panels off of the solar panels off the International Space Station. Eastern Shore, we move our way a little bit farther northward on up toward the Washington area. And you can see, again, right on into here. Here is Washington. Here is Baltimore. And then we work our way even farther northward, all the way on up. You can see Long Island. There's New York. And there is Philly. One other thing that you can really see on this is the fact that the Appalachian Mountains, when we look at them, when we're in the mountains, it looks one way, but look at all these lines, these striations. So again, very, very curious picture. Even at night, you can see it. It's likely a picture taken just after the sunset. There's a little bit of twilight on the edge of the picture there. That was from February 6th. That day, we had 50 degrees and 30 degrees was our low. No rain going on right now. Rain for tomorrow. Now we go from there into our forecast. There's all kinds of rain building on off to the northwest, all the way on out toward Iowa and St. Louis right now. That's going to be moving in by tomorrow afternoon. Here's what's going on right now. Again, we're seeing skies which are mostly clear throughout the region, and here's what we've got going on. Skies clear. Again, very, very nice looking day, and for many of us, it wasn't bad inland, but near the coastline, it was only around 51, 52, 53 degrees. Current temperature readings, 49 in Newport News, 51, 47. Again, very, very chilly for the day today, anywhere near the shoreline, but even in Chesapeake, 55, 57 degrees into Suffolk, and low 60s farther inland, 64, 61 degrees toward the Rocky Mount area. So again, very, very nice and warm inland, even into Suffolk, 49 though in Newport News, mid-40s along the eastern shore and along the Outer Banks. Now overnight we're going to drop on down for a time, but then once the clouds start moving on in by tomorrow morning, it'll be about 42. During the day tomorrow, lots of cloudiness, but look at how warm it is. 65 for tomorrow with a good chance of rain in the afternoon. And then it really gets warm. 78 degrees coming up on Thursday. I would not doubt that a few pops of 80-degree readings could be felt into the area. 59 Friday. Another shot at rain midday on Saturday. A little cooler for Sunday and into next week.
You know that distracted driving can cause an accident, but there's a way your cell phone can hurt you during a crash, a way you probably haven't thought about. We're going to show you the danger.
Then, not picture perfect. A family saw a photo of their dead son on 2 dating websites more than 3 years after his death. New at 5:30, what that family is doing to fight back.
Texting, emailing, flipping through a playlist. It's no secret people are doing a lot more than driving behind the wheel, but many don't think about how cell phones can hurt them during a crash.
Tango 363.
You see that? That demonstration shows what can happen. When a deploying airbag hits that cell phone you're holding, it becomes a weapon, hitting you or someone else in the car.
You're paying more for gas every day. Prices have gone up for the past 21 days in a row. They're up 2 cents just from yesterday. Some drivers claim they have a secret to make their tank of gas go the extra mile. AAA tests those theories. The agency says for the most part, gadgets you attach to your car or install on the airlines don't work. Another myth, the time of day you fill up makes a difference. Car experts say gas station tanks are so far underground, fuel temperature won't affect your miles per gallon, whether it's day or night. Myth number 3, turning off your air conditioner has an effect on fuel consumption. AAA says it doesn't. Why? What isn't bogus? Bogus. The #1 fuel-saving tip from AAA, keep your lead foot off the pedal. Also, have a mechanic check out your engine. Experts say the less your motor is dragging because of low air in the tires or fluids, the better it'll perform. And if you don't have to buy the more expensive higher-octane fuel, don't. Most cars can run on regular.
And a car crashed into a home. This is caught on tape. We're going to show you the damage and tell you what witnesses say caused the accident.
3 students shot to death in their Ohio school cafeteria. Are Hampton Road schools prepared for these types of emergencies? We're on your side getting answers. New at 5:30.
This is a cab ride no one wants to take. Watch what a surveillance camera caught in New York City. A manned security system shows a taxi barreling through an intersection and slamming into a house. Witnesses say the driver was speeding and lost control. In New York City, it's unthinkable. This is the second time a car has crashed into that house. No one was hurt, but the man who lives here says he may move. And now we're going to hear from the family in the middle of a murder mystery in Port Norfolk.